All right, test tomorrow for cluster D, fourth unit. Sequences, literal equations, the ones with all the variables, parallel, perpendicular, and function notation. So it's kind of got wide range of different topics to it. So let's start with the most recent. If I have a sequence defined by the recursive sequence shown there, what is the explicit form of the sequence? Adrian?
An equals 3n minus 7.
So you got a sub n equals 3n minus 7. All right, couple ways you can look at this. One, whatever's being added or subtracted, that's your slope. So we got plus 3, so our slope is 3. Then you use this as an ordered pair, where the term number is your x value, and the value with it is the y value, and you're going to find the y-intercept. So you do y minus mx, so our y value, -4 minus 3 times 1, and that equals -7. The other thing you can do, if you don't remember, that's how you find the slope. All you have to do is get the next term, and the next term we're going plus 3, so that would be 2, -1, and you can use that ordered pair to find the slope as well. Okay? Any questions on that? And there's at least one on your test where it gives you the recursive and you got to give the explicit. Okay? How to find the seventh term? This one is also likely, or this type. Who's got it? Noah? Nope. Levi? 39. No, you went one too far, I think. All right, so I don't know if any of y'all have noticed, when I'm doing these, I'm usually sitting there counting on my fingers so I keep track of what term number I'm on, okay? So what's the first term? 3. So 3 is the first term. We are adding 6 each time. So we got 3, 9, 15, 21, 27, 33, and then we got 39. So you gotta just kind of keep track as you're going on what term number you are on. Make sure you are counting the first term as the first term. Any questions on that? All right, so if I need to solve that for S, we got the volume of a square pyramid shown below. Equation represents the formula We need to find in terms of s. So when it says in terms of, that means we're just solving for that letter. So we need to solve for s. All right, so if I've got v equals s squared times h over 3, what do I need to get rid of first? That 3. We want to get rid of that 3, right? When you have some operations on the top of a fraction like that, think of it like there's parentheses around them. So how do we get rid of the 3? Multiply. We do opposite. So we go times 3 to each side. So I'd have 3v equals s squared times h. All right, now what? Get rid of the h. How do we get rid of the h? Divide. That's multiplication, so we divide. We divide by h. So I got 3v over h equals s squared. How do I get rid of the exponent then? Square root. When we have an exponent, you take the root. When it's just a 2, you take the square root. So we'd have s equals square root 3v over h. Okay? Just a matter of doing your steps opposite, making sure you're going order of operations backwards with it, okay? Any questions there? All right, solve that one for A. A little bit simpler equation than the other one, but very much one they like because it fits the slope-intercept form format. Who's got it? So we got A equals D minus C over B. Anyone need to see that one worked out? You know, SADMAP, so you do subtraction or addition first. That's the C. We subtract that from each side. Then we take care of the division or the multiplication with by dividing. Okay? Go ahead and give that one a try. A little trickier. Most of the ones we've done have been a little bit easier. Remember, when we have the function notation like this, the negative 3 is replacing the x, so you need to put the negative 3 in for the x. All right, who thinks they got it? Dulce? 42 is correct. All right, so like I said, that negative 3 took the place of the x in the parentheses. So that negative 3 is going to take the place of the x in the equation. So we're putting it in those two spots. So we got 3 times negative 3 squared minus 2 times negative 3 plus 9. So it gets a little trickier with your negatives. What's negative 3 times negative 3? 9, positive 9, right? So this would make positive 9. 3 times 9 makes 27. So I kind of did those two steps in one there, okay? That's a minus 2, right? What's minus 2 times minus 3? 6, positive 6, right? So we'd have a plus 6, and then we got the plus 9. And you're just adding it all up. 27 plus 6 is 33 plus 9 makes 42. Okay? Any questions on that? That's a little trickier or more complicated than some of the other ones, but still isn't that bad. You just, main thing probably is you gotta be careful, I would say, with that part, with your negatives, and then when you square a negative number, a negative times a negative makes a positive, okay? All right, try that one. That was a little different too. I don't know if your test specifically has any similar to this, but they like these on the EOC, where you got the variable as an exponent. Cheyenne, what you got? All right, so probably the only kind of tricky part is once you do your substitution, we got 2 to the 5th power. 2 to the 5th power is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay? 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So we would have 32 minus 3, which equals 29. Okay? Any questions on that? As I said, not crazy difficult, just kind of different. All right, so what happens different on this one? We got to solve for x. It tells us f of x equals 25. That means that 25 is going over here. So we would have 25 equals 2/5 x plus 24. Your test, I don't think, has any like this, but that doesn't mean check-in or an EOG or EOC won't, okay? So we still got to be able to do them. What do I do now? Minus 24 from each side. So we go minus 24, those cancel. Minus 24, that's 1. Now what? Divide by 2/5. So we divide by 2/5. When we divide by a fraction, we do keep, change, flip. And if I got 1, I can make that 1 over 1, right? So 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2, 2. And that'd be our answer. Okay? So if it tells you f of x equals a number, that's where you got to put it as equal to the whole thing and you're solving for x. All right, try that one. They sometimes make you do a little bit of math with this. Yeah, a little bit longer at the beginning today just because I want to go over everything, or close to it. These don't have f of x. We got g of x and h of x. That doesn't really matter what the letter is there. That's just a way of differentiating the different functions from each other. All right, who's got it? Aiden? 23 is correct. So 4 goes into the x up there. So I got 7 times 4 plus 8. That's 28 plus 8. That's 36. 3 goes in there. So I got 6 times 3 minus 5. 6 times 3 is 18. Minus 5 is 13. And then overall, we're doing subtraction. So we got 36 minus 13. That's 23, like you said. Okay? Any questions? Hell, I think there's like 5 on your test where you got to do something like this, okay? So it's got a decent amount of them. They should not be difficult. The main thing is just make sure you're paying attention to what type of math they're asking you to do. It could be subtraction, it could be adding, multiplying, dividing, whatever. Okay, so just careful with that part. All right, other thing, parallel and perpendicular lines. All right, so this one is parallel. What's that tell us about the slope? It's the same. So if we have parallel lines, they have the same slope, okay? How do we find slope from the standard form here? A over B, and we change the sign. So we got opposite of A over B, right? So our A is 2, our B is -1. When we change the sign, that's just going to make that a +2, okay? Everybody good with that part? So that means our slope needs to be +2. So for the equation we're going to have y equals 2x and then plus or minus something, right? Sometimes that is enough to get the right answer. All 4 answer choices might have different slopes. At the very least, usually it's enough to eliminate 2 of them, okay? So we got to keep going. We're going to use this ordered pair to get our y-intercept. To get the y-intercept, we do y minus mx. So our y value is 1 minus the slope is 2, x value 4. What's 1 minus 8? -7. So we'd have 2x minus 7. Any questions on that? All right, so look, I got the exact same line. 2x minus y equals 4. 2x minus y equals 4. I got the exact same ordered pair. This time it's perpendicular, okay? So we already went over opposite of A over B. That made the slope 2, okay? Everybody good with that part? I said it's the same as the last one. When it's perpendicular, what do? Flip it and change the sign. So if I have 2, 2 is like 2 over 1. So that becomes 1 over 2 or 1/2. And we change the sign, so that's a -1/2. Okay? Again, sometimes that's enough to get the right answer. If it's not, just like before, we take our ordered pair, we do y minus mx. So y value is 1 minus a -1/2 times 4. What's half of 4? 2. So we got 1 minus, that makes -2. So what's 1 minus -2? Three. You do same change, right? So that becomes 1 plus 2, that's 3. So we got y equals -1/2 x plus 3. Any questions on that? Basically, like I said, that's pretty much what's going to be on your test. I don't know if any of these are, but these are definitely the type that you would see on a check-in. So give that a try. division of the line AB when we got a rectangle? No.
Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 9.
Nope. Ella? All right, so we got a rectangle. A, B, C, D. The letters go around clockwise, right? Doesn't really matter which point's which in terms of our picture. What's going to matter are the slopes, okay? So you could do this two different ways. We are looking for line AD. Line AD is going to have the exact same slope as BC. They're going to be parallel. Or it's going to be perpendicular to AB. You can do it either way, either one. I'm going to do it with AB, okay? So we need to find the slope from A to B. Slope is change in y over change in x. So our y value from 2 to 6, or x value from 4 to 6, going up 2. That means our slope for AB is 2. All right, so if AD is perpendicular, what's that mean its slope is? Negative 1/2. We flip it and change the sign. Okay? Everybody okay with that part? All right, so now we do y minus mx. We have to use one of the points that line goes through. Well, we don't have D, do we? So we got to use A. Have to use the 4 too. So our y value is 2 minus negative 1/2 times x value is 2. Okay? So we got 2 minus negative 1, same change. What did I mess up? Oh, that should be a 4. Sorry. And that makes that a 2. Yeah. My bad. Put the wrong letter. So 2 plus 2 makes 4. So y negative 1/2 x plus 4. Okay? Any questions?